I got this. Nobody move. Okay. Tuck, 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 tuck. This is a conversation with Samrudha Sunil Kumar. She's a singer, model, finalist of Miss South India 2018 and runners-up at Radio City's Super Singer. In this conversation, we discuss the power of music, music therapy for physical and mental health, her journey, the music scene in Chennai, beauty pageants, and we end by playing a game called Cut Cut.
There once was a show called No Time, whose host is Shalaj, Lawania. You can like, follow, share, and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify. Rate 5 stars on Apple Music and make donations on Patreon. With all your support and love, let us go to No Time. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me, shining until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Yeah.
Yeah, I was told to give an applause for that, right?
Yes, I demand my applauses.
And I did give you one.
Yeah.
So, first question for you. Many people get into music because of a favorite rock band, a favorite pop artist, or a rapper. But you got into music through a certain spiritual mother who came to you speaking words of wisdom, hopefully, with the sound of music. You got into music through spirituality by singing bhajans. And a large segment of music, whether it's blues, R&B, soul music, a lot of it is obviously inspired by church music or spiritual music. And ultimately, that was humanity's attempt to get closer to God. So my first question for you is, given the background that you come from, what does music mean to you? Does it have a purpose? Does it stand for something more than just songs and melodies, singing and dancing?
Music's a part of me that's been with me before I was born itself. I mean, you can say it like that because my whole family is into music. It's not just me or, my dad or mom or brother. My aunt's a playback singer and my uncle is into a lot of devotional music, Carnatic music. And my dad is also Carnatically trained. And I have a brother who's in the music industry right now. Like, he's a music director. So it's been a part of our families for generations. And like you said, spiritual music is actually what got me into music because we go for a lot of bhajans and devotional singing and everything. So I think I had a connection with music before I was born. So for me, it's not just the songs or the lyrics. It is an inner connect that keeps me sane, that keeps me grounded. I can say, when I get extremely emotional, I just have to resort to music and I'm fine. So it's not an emotion. It's an inner connect for me.
Do you think music helps you get closer to spirituality, get closer to God as well?
Definitely. So I think I was 1.5 or 2 when I traveled to Dubai. And my uncle used to go for all these bhajans. And we have our guru, Mata Amritanandamai. So we have a lot of bhajans over there. And I remember I was sitting on his lap and he started singing. I even remember the tune. The song is Nandalala, Nandalala, Nanda ke lala Prabhu Rasalola. And he was singing and suddenly he hears a baby voice coming through the speaker. And he just opens his eyes and he sees that that's me. And I was hardly 2 years at that time. And he was just awestruck and he was like, what is happening? And you're just a 2-year-old kid. So, and after that, whenever I've done something important in my life or I go to a temple, rather than saying a shloka or something, I tend to sing. I sing in front of the idol. So I feel that connects me to God better.
Interesting. So let's say if someone were to start their journey in music through spirituality like you have, let's say if I were to start that way, why are you laughing? I could, right? It's very possible.
Yeah, it's very rare nowadays, but it is possible.
It's true. It is quite rare. So do you think if someone were to get into music through spirituality, what kind of advantages would they get in comparison to someone who went the more conventional route?
So I'm not technically trained. I'm not a technically trained vocalist who's had a Carnatic bass or a Western music bass as such. But I have the experience of someone who would have gone through that process. As in, I've gone for so many sessions and so many stage performances that first thing, you get a confidence, a level of confidence that, you're always singing around a group of 20 to 30 people. So your stage fright reduces a lot. And these spiritual songs, you have so many technical aspects also coming in, which you learn unknowingly. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's like you keep listening to it. So you naturally tend to get the tune and you tend to get the technicalities of it, but you may not know what you're doing. So a conventional training really helps you know what you're singing. But I think singing is from the heart. You need not be trained to sing. If you have it in you, you can definitely sing. So it depends. It depends on how well you grasp it. But yeah, if you're someone looking into go mainstream into singing in the industry or something, you definitely need a bit of training. But spiritual music definitely puts you on the path for it.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. In order to play cricket, you don't need to know physics. You can just see the ball and catch it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to know what the angle is. It all does make sense. But you did touch upon something very interesting where you said initially that you thought you were born into music. You were born with a love for singing. And then, of course, you just touched upon the fact that even if you don't know the exact science of what you might be doing, you still picked up all the technique that you needed at that point. So do you think someone is born with a singing voice, or is it possible for any voice in the world to train and become a good singer?
So I have a very interesting story for you over there.
Go ahead.
When I was born, I think for the first few months, I had an issue with my vocal box. I mean, your vocal cord has a surrounding around it, and there was some issue with it due to which I couldn't even cry. As in, no one would know that I was crying, and you'll just see one baby, blue color, sitting over there choking because you can't know that she's crying at that point. So I wasn't born with a singing voice. It came to me one day. I mean, I had to take a lot of treatments to get a normal voice. But I feel that you need not always be born a prodigy. It's not that singing only comes to people who are born with it. You can also be trained to become a singer. Like if you have a knack for it, if you pick up a song, like, you can sing.
Yeah, let's not try that.
I mean, yeah, if you're interested and you can pick up a song. Or,
with time, with training.
Yeah. You can, it might be a slow process, but it's definitely possible for anyone to pursue it. But definitely there is a spark that you need, for people to actually connect to you. Unless someone connects to you, your music isn't music.
Do you think that comes with training, or that's...
No, that's something you need to develop on your own. I don't think any training in the world can prepare you for connecting with someone else emotionally or musically. It's something that you need to build. Like you need to have a relationship with your audience at that particular point of time. You need to connect to them. You need to see them in the eye, and you need to make them feel what you're feeling at that particular point of time. Then I feel you're a true performer on stage.
Connecting with people emotionally. That's a struggle even beyond music, I'll say. You are someone who's actually explored the positive benefits of music on people's physical and mental health. You've dived into that quite often. And with time, research has found that exposure to music can improve a child's cognition, their motor skills, memory. That helps them much later in life as well. Exposure to music improves people's immunity, helps people with speech disorders. So can you talk about the power of music? What have you discovered? How does it really benefit people physically or mentally?
So mentally, I think you would have experienced a challenge. I mean, imagine if you're sitting in a room and suddenly a nice music plays and don't you just get up on your feet and, sway along with it? or if it's your favorite song, like tunak tunak tun tunak
Why did
tunak
you
tun
say
tunak
that's my
tunak tun
favorite
ta
song?
ta ta.
Also, although it is my favorite though.
Yeah. Don't you get up and move a bit
All the time.
Yeah. So
Oh Jane Jana. Sorry.
oh Jani Jana, correct. Yeah, so people take the towel and they go all, yeah. You emote in different ways with music. So similarly, when you're sitting in a place and you feel really upset, you just need to have like a calm, peaceful music to uplift your mood. I mean, people may disagree to this, but it is a known fact that a good music can definitely lift up your spirits. Same way, medical field, like they have gone into lot of study where they are treating people with paralysis also with the help of music. As in, I don't know to the extent of which the medical industry has developed this study, but from what I see, I know that you can check a person's basic response by playing a music in that room. As in, they'll check the brain activity of that particular person and they check where the signals are lighting up in the brain. And you get to know if the person's receptive or not. So they're listening to you. And that's something very interesting for me because usually there's a concept that the right side of the brain is for music, the left side is for academics. But this just dissolves all that. You have a new aspect of the brain where you actually use the whole brain to analyze music and cultural. It's not just music, it is any cultural activity, visual, dance, music. So it's something very interesting and I definitely would like to go more deep into this. So I've picked up BA music. I'm trying to pursue an education in music so that I can go deep and research on what it is exactly.
Speaking of music doing wonders, can music help you not get speeding fines in Dubai? I'm asking for a friend.
Just sing a good song for the cops and they'll let you go.
So there is a chance.
Yeah. Totally.
Can music stop you from making lame jokes?
No, I think that comes in our blood.
Our blood?
Yeah.
Do you have some lame jokes about music?
Oh, not about music, but I might have about you.
Let's hear them. I have some lame jokes about music. You want to hear them?
If it's too offensive, you might get a punch on your face.
It's not offensive. It's about music.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What music are balloons afraid of?
Helium. No. Breaking. Rock.
Close. Pop music.
Oh, because it pops. Oh my God, that's a good one.
Thank you. Why were you surprised?
I'm surprised that you could make such intelligent jokes.
You want more?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse from here.
Why
did the musician get arrested?
Because they did a jailbreak.
I like that you're actually trying to get the answer.
I'm trying to relate anything that I know related to
not
music.
The answer. Wrong answer.
Why did the musician get arrested?
Yeah.
Because they sang too loudly? Okay, I give up.
Because she got in trouble. Right? It's not as good. I told you it's only going to drop from here. One more.
No, that's a moment of silence for you because I've never heard these and I never thought that, someone could be so innovative about these.
Thank you. I wish I could tell you I came up with these. I'll put in the laughter track in the background. Just Sidhu wow, Guru. One more?
No.
Oh, this is the final one. Huh? What is the difference between a musician and a large pizza?
The toppings?
No.
I don't even want to think of what it could be because musician and a large pizza. No, let me think for a few more seconds.
Oh, please.
Musician and a large. They have thick crust. I don't know.
But I like that you're actually trying to think. No one has ever given effort to these jokes.
Yeah, please tell me the answer.
A pizza can feed a family of 4.
Okay, that's quite offensive.
2 musicians, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if you didn't want controversy, shouldn't have invited the king. Right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
It's all about the
But I owe you a punch for that.
We'll cut that part out. But okay, anyway, did take a digression. You were talking about the positive benefits of music and you were relating that with your own life and your own journey. So let's talk about your journey a bit.
Yeah.
your and my career, we have taken two opposite paths in music. Why you? I started off by winning singing awards in music up to 6th grade. Yeah. And then you started your music career after 6th grade pretty much. You started winning awards from there. And I'm sure you can thank me later for that. Yeah, I removed all competition from your life.
I mean, what would I do without you?
Exactly. I mean, we all know if I had entered the music industry, there was
no chance.
No chance. No way. Have you seen that meme? No way. Chance illa.
Chance illa.
Yeah, you've seen that? Yeah. That's exactly what have happened to your music career. Yeah,
Shalaj, Nandri Shalaj.
What is that? Thank you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. and you're welcome, Samrudha. But the reason you started slightly later than a lot of people is because quite often people told you didn't have a singing voice. And you described it as an airy bass voice of sorts. So what kind of voice did you have? What or still continue to have, and how different was it from the conventional voice?
So the time when we were growing up, music, especially in India, was more dedicated to those who have the shrilly, high-pitched voice, as in the Shreya Ghoshal voice or Lata Mangeshkar voice. Absolutely brilliant singers, I must say. Like, they are legends. But there are some of us who are born with a very husky, airy voice that used to be considered a bit manly, like when we were growing up. So if we pick up songs that Lata Mangeshkar sang, people used to come and say, oh, no, it doesn't suit your voice, don't sing it. I just used to wonder, what is the song if people can't sing it? Like, why is it just restricted to one set of people? And then I remember there were times in school when I used to go so excited for a solo part. And then I used to be this 3rd standard kid who comes back dejected thinking, oh my God, no, I don't have a singing voice. I mean, I sound like a man or I sound like a guy. But then I moved, obviously, like any kid at that age, I went into dance and I had other interests at that particular point of time. And then in 6th standard, I met Miss Nisha at that time. And now
Shout out. Yeah. She's watching.
Yeah. I'm sure she's going to be watching. So then I had Mrs. Nisha who met me when I was in 6th standard, and she's the one who came up to me and she's like, you look very confused, because my mom and I were having an argument right in between our own corridors. And I was telling her, no, you know how it's going to be. I don't want to get into this controversy. I don't want people to comment on my voice unnecessarily. I'm just going to choose dance and stick to it. She's like, no, people need to know you sing, you have to come out of your shell. And she heard this and she came up and she said, are you confused? Let's do one thing. Just come for one of my classes and let me hear you sing. And then we'll take it from there. If you're not comfortable, if I make you feel uncomfortable, just move to dance. You have that option always. But that was the time when, I saw that someone in school supported me and, they really wanted me to go forward. And I sang, like I opened up Bindas and I just belted it out.
You were not nervous at that point?
No, I mean, I was sure it was either going to be, hey, you sing well, or, oh, you've got a manly voice. So,
damn. Those are the two options. You sing well or you have a manly voice. What if you are a man? Sing well and have a manly voice?
I mean, I don't think that's a wrong thing. I mean, I will feel that I've got a very powerful voice either ways. But then, at that time, like I said, people were still not okay with the concept of a husky voice, being big in music. So I went and I thought, okay, whatever it is, I have to choose dance. So it doesn't matter. I went and belted it out. And she just looks at me and she says, you're singing for our talent contest. Which house do you belong to? I gave her my house and everything. And a month later, I go on that stage. You won't believe it. I had one song prepared. And I just decided I'm going to do it. I'm not going to take too much tension. I'm going to go on that stage. It's a good experience for my stage fright situation. I'll know, I can analyze whether I get scared of singing on stage or what my thought process is at that time. And I went on stage and everyone, I could see, 6th standard kids, everyone's going to feel like, oh my God, how's it going to be? Will they like the song or not? And I'm just chilling there and I'm just watching everyone. I'm the last one to sing. I go on stage, I sing, I belt it out and I come down and everyone's just staring at me. And I'm like, did I do something wrong? Did you even use a mic? No, I mean, I had a mic, but I moved it away when I was going high. And there was no reaction after that. So I didn't know how I did. Everyone just staring at me. And when the result came, I actually bagged the first prize. And that's when everyone was like, we've never heard someone who can sing so loudly. But when you talk, it sounds like you can't go over a certain pitch. But you just hit the highest note and you just move the mic away. So the whole auditorium could hear you without a mic. And that's where I was like, damn, I can sing. So I should start singing. And then from there, there was no looking back. I mean, we had so many competitions and so many shows I've done after that. I can actually not even count how many shows I've done. And I'm so happy about it.
Just to get an idea, so when you talk about those other voices like Lata Mangeshkar, Shreya Ghoshal, let's pick a particular song.
Okay.
How would they sing it and how would have you sang it at that age? So what was it? What were people seeing at that point? What is the big difference? Zara kuch gaa ke sunao.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, let me think of a nice song. That's a very good question, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay. You have songs like Lag Ja Gale, Aapki Nazaron Ne Samjha, all that. So you have a portion in Aapki Nazaron Ne Samjha where it is, Ji. I'm singing like how the olden people sang it.
So this is how conventionally people would have sang.
Yeah.
What do you consider a good singing voice? This is how they would sing. Yeah.
They sang it like, Ji hame manzoor hai aapka ye faisla ji hame. Now, if I was putting my throw in, like now I've become a bit more seasoned and my voice has gone through a change. Obviously, it matures. But at that point, I would have been like, Ji hame manzoor hai aapka ye faisla ji hame manzoor hai aapka ye faisla. You understood the difference, right? They were a bit more softer. My voice tends to go a bit more rough.
But I like it. It's very powerful. It reaches your soul.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be the basic conventional difference in both the styles. But I think there are people who still go with the softer version of the song. As in, there's a song like Ajeeb Dasta Hai Ye. In that she sung it very frail and very, not frail, I wouldn't call it frail, but
how dare you?
Yeah, very soft.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Mellow.
She sings,
yeah.
Mubaraki tumhi ki tum kisi ki noor ho gaye. That's how she sung it.
How would you do it?
I would completely open it up. I've done a cover of this and I've gone all Mubaraki tumhi ki tum kisi ki noor ho gaye. किसी के इतने पास हो कि सबसे दूर हो गए अजीब दास्ता है ये कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म ये मंजिलें है कौन से न वो समझ सके न हम.
This one I will genuinely applaud for. It's crazy to think that this kind of a voice people would not consider a singing voice. This is actually very crazy. Can you imagine the number of people whose probably dreams and hopes have been squashed and they've been told they're not a good singer just because it's slightly husky, if that's the word you want to use for it. That's crazy to think.
But right now, husky voice is so much in demand. As in all the latest TV shows, you have ZTV, you have Ananya Chakravarti who's raving right now because she's got a cracked husky voice. And I'm so happy. I'm so elated that the times have changed and now people can just sing with whatever voice they have, which is exactly me answering your question, which you asked me initially, that you don't have to be born with a voice to sing. You can just develop it. Yeah, you need to have an inner knack, but anyone can sing.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think suddenly people are getting more acceptable voices? Just because awareness, because of the internet? Or do you think like people are tired of that same kind of voice and being fed the same kind of music?
No, I think people are, opening up their minds a bit more. I mean, we are not stuck to the same old conventional theoretical music that it is. Everyone's okay with experimenting. I mean, we're lucky to be in an era where we can experiment so much, whether it's music, whether it's food, whether it's dance. Everyone's a bit more open. There are no set rules that this is when you have to sleep, this is when you have to wake up. So I feel as a whole, the society is being more open to the fact that people have their own thinking and their own concept of what music is. So people are being more open, and that's good for us because we get to experiment with the music. We don't have to stick to the same old song and the same old variation that they sang. Bring in your creativity.
Bring in your creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is actually, this is a very interesting point. I don't want to expand on that, but I also want to bring in another element. In 2018, you were a finalist at Miss South India. You won Miss Social Media.
Yes, I did.
The social media champion that you are. Yeah. Another round of applause. Yeah. But in hindsight, you always said that world was very interesting. It was a great experience, but it's not for you. Like, it's not something that you always want to do. Maybe you're not slightly comfortable. What part about that world did you not like? What part about that world that you think needs to change? Why were you not comfortable with it?
So basically, I entered the modeling field because I wanted to give a stage for my music. I mean, that I don't know how people would take it, but I wanted a stage at that point where I could go up and I could say that, you know what? Yes, my passion is to be on the stage and just to sing. And I wasn't getting a chance in the reality shows. And I understood that I needed to do something even more powerful at that point. And modeling was something that gave me a lot of authority on stage. As in, you own that stage when you walk that ramp. It's your stage for that few seconds. And you have a certain personality that you can bring onto that stage. So the plus point of modeling is it makes you feel so empowered. Like, you're not scared of your body. You're not scared of what you wear, how you carry yourself, because you know that's your time. You have to impress people in that time. But the other aspect of modeling, which is a major concern right now for a lot of people, is you need to have the right body size. If you're thin, it's a problem. If you're fat, it's a problem. And you need to be okay with people just coming up to you and not telling you things that may not be comfortable for you. As in, that's evading your personal space. And for me, modeling wasn't about that. For me, modeling was a chance for me to look good and promote my music. Simple as that. It was crystal clear. But then I started getting comments like, you know what, if you really want to be a model, you need to put on a little more mass on your hand. You can't be so thin. You look like a skeleton walking in a sari. Yeah, so, I mean, we do live in a very judgmental world. So there were aspects of that, and I felt I'm happy. I mean, I'm super high on life most of the time. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't need a reason to be happy. And I don't need a reason to feel bad about myself. I mean, I'm made the way I am. I'm happy with it as long as I'm healthy. As long as I'm healthy, touch wood. I don't think I need to bother about what others think of what fashion is. I should be comfortable. So I decided around 2019, I took a call and I said, no, you know what? I'm going to do the shoots that I like. And the ones that I don't like can just be there. I mean, whoever wants can just go ahead and do it. Yeah. I think it helped me build a lot of self-confidence. I really am confident on how I should carry myself, you know, how I should be. It made me realize I don't need to be someone else.
No, you are right. And there, for some reason, there are a lot of stereotypes and stigmas that still exist with the fashion industry and also the music industry, where people need to look a certain way, speak a certain way, sing a certain way. And to me, it seems, so there's this common joke that gets shared on WhatsApp always, how do you make the next hit Bollywood song, right? So you take like a classic retro song, you add a beat, you add some rap, you add Punjabi words, and you add like the new trending word like TikTok, twerk, selfie, Lamborghini, and boom, you have your next big hit.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, aren't you hearing it right now on the radio?
So those kind of stereotypes still exist. So, I mean, you did make a point that yes, people are getting more open to like husky voices or different types of voices, and they are breaking through, but it still feels like the commercial aspect of the status quo is still the same. And even though we have internet, we have YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, even now it feels like those still ideas, like the same ideas still permeating. before the concept was there are some big music producers who have a vision who are forcing it down upon you. But now with these platforms, it seems like your battle is not with those music producers, but actually what people genuinely like this kind of content.
Yeah.
It's junk food. I mean, there is value to it. I like it as well. I'm not going to deny that. But it just seems like that is, let's say, sensationalist content is obviously get more eyeballs to it, get more hits. Do you think, do you ever feel like this is a challenge for you? The kind of music that you want to promote is a harder journey that you've stepped on?
It definitely is, because the level at which songs get released at, the labels that release them, it reaches out to more people than what we would be releasing at this point. As in, it takes us a lot of social media promotion and a lot of mouth-to-mouth word to word publicity that happens for people to actually open our songs and listen to it. Whereas a song that comes through a mainstream label, they have it. They already have everything laid out for them. They just have to go and give them music and song. But one thing that I feel that has to change is, just because a song is released a certain way, need not be recreated the same way, right? I mean, you're paying a tribute or a homage to someone. It need not be the same exact replica of what came out. It's where your creativity comes in. And I feel we still don't get that concept. Like, I personally know people who've told me not to change the song, sing it the way it has already been sung. But what's the beauty in that? We already have a legend. We already have a Shreya Ghoshal. I'm not going to be another Shreya Ghoshal. I want to be known as Samrudha. So we need to, get used to the fact that people have their own signature trends or their own signature variations on a song. That is okay. It's not that you're insulting the artist. You're actually showing them that you can also do something similar to that.
Do you think this is a harder path? Like, was it tempting at any point to just take up an opportunity, take up a big break, even if it was the kind of music that you didn't like at all, but might give you some attention?
I don't discriminate music in that way. If I get a chance, if I get a big break, I'm just going to take it, because I don't think there's bad music. For me, music is something that I connect to. So I would take it up as a challenge. Okay, maybe it might be a genre that I'm not very well versed with, but that just motivates me better. I want to know what happens in that genre. For instance, I'm now training in Carnatic music. I was never a Carnatically trained singer. I've learned the violin, but that's very different from actually reproducing it in your vocal cords. And now that I'm into it, I can relate to so many songs. I can remember tunes of songs just by the notations of it. So if I get an opportunity to do a song that's completely out of genre for me, I'm actually going to be happy that, I get to learn one more genre. So I would definitely take it up.
What have you learned from Carnatic music? Like, diving into Carnatic music, what has it taught you that you didn't know before?
Oh, it's an ocean, Shalaj. I'm not joking. I feel like I'm this tiny, and that's like an ocean of knowledge in front of me. I'm lost. Initially I was lost, but now when I'm, going through it, swimming through it, I get an idea I've missed out on so much. There's so many things that would have been easier for me probably if I knew those concepts. But I think it's never too late to learn. I mean, we're all young.
We're all young.
Yeah.
Well, some more than others. Too many summers have been crossed. What?
I'm too young.
What do you assume my age is? But you've spoken initially about when you were talking about the talent contest, when you went on stage and you wanted to gauge whether you have stage fright or not. What is your relation with stage fright? What was it initially? Were you ever nervous before performing? How do you feel now before any of your big stage shows? Has it changed over the years?
Yeah. Not the changing. My thought process is the same before any show, including this podcast. The first instinct for me was run.
Yeah, actually, that's my instinct as well.
As in, the day I wake up, I'll be all, happy, chirpy, positive. As the time nears, I'll just be like, you know what? It's not too late. Just buy your running shoes. Run. So that is my basic instinct. But then I think of all the good times I have on stage, and I'm like, no, but if I run, I won't get the lights on me. I don't have that attention on me. So, let's just do it. It's just a phase. You will feel really fine when you go on stage. And then in between, it again goes back into, what am I doing? Why am I even in this field? If I can't even take so much, why am I here? These are the thoughts that goes in my mind. And then the minute before I enter the stage, I'm like, do I remember the tune of the song? Do I know what I actually have to say over here? But once I see the light, I get onto the stage, or, I see your face. And
I'm always in the audience for all of Samrudha's performances.
Okay, no, I meant for the podcast. When I saw your face, I'm like, okay, you know what? I can do it. I'm meant for this. I can do it. And I go on stage, I see the lights, and I don't look at the audience immediately. I look right at the back of the audience. You have these soundboards in most places. So I look there and I'm just happy. I'm like, okay, you know what? It's a song you like. You're going to sing it. You're going to ace it. And then the rest, I leave it to God.
Rest is history.
Yeah.
But why do you think that is? I mean, you've done so many stage shows at this point and you still get nervous. Is there ever going to be a point where you will not get nervous?
I think being nervous is a good thing. It makes you grounded. You shouldn't be nervous to an extent that you have no idea what you're doing on that stage. You need to have that much confidence. I give it as, something I owe to myself to be confident about myself, because I've put in that much work. The reason I'm on that stage is because I've gone through a lot of rigorous training or hard work that has led me there. So I need to trust that process. But in a way, being nervous also makes us human. It makes us, value the fact that you've gone through so much and you deserve for it to be right. So, yeah, I don't think it's ever going to be completely gone, because that keeps you grounded and that keeps you want to do your best on stage.
That's true. Yeah. Nervousness has always helped me in life as well. Always nervous to talk to big stars like Samrudha. Or actually, people have called you many different names. You have a unique name. So what are the different names people have called you while introducing you on stage?
Yeah. So the most common one is Samudra.
Samudra?
Yeah. I'm most commonly known as Samrudha Sunil Kumar, to an extent that I'm actually considering keeping that as my stage name.
What does it mean?
Ocean.
Samudra.
Samudra. Ocean. And I've been using the word ocean quite a lot here too.
Yeah.
So I should probably change my stage name to Samudra.
Manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone just calls you Samudra.
Samrudha Sunil Kumar is the name I got introduced for Miss South India too. The contestant for Miss Talent is Miss Samrudha Sunil Kumar. And I was like, seriously? I'm on such a big stage. I've turned my name so many times. And I'm called Samudra. It's not just any of my... I think even for best of the best, I was called Samudra. Or it's Samvrita.
Samvrita?
Samvrita. Vrita.
There's a famous celebrity called Samvrita, right?
Yeah. She's a Malayalam celebrity. So everyone thinks that my name has come after that. Like after she became famous. Oh, did your parents like her? And I'm like, I was born way before that.
Your parents knew she was going to be a big star. Samrudha Sunil Kumar, her name is, right?
Yeah,
Samrudha Sunil.
But that's what my name's never with the V. My name's Samrudha.
I know what your name is.
Yeah.
I know what your name is. Samrudha.
Samrudha. Oh yeah, that's another one. Samrudha. So yeah, Samudra, Samvruta, Samrudra. So many. And yeah, I mean, anyone in school would know that I used to always be called Sam or Sammy, because no one could get the Samrudha in one go.
Now they will. But what is your stage name going to be?
I'm thinking of keeping it something, swaggy.
Wait, swaggy, actually? Or no, the name will be...
The name will be something swaggy, like cool punk. Okay, no,
Why not?
I'm just doing it for the humor, but I think Samrudha is fine. It's a very unique name.
Cool Punk Samrudha.
Yeah, Cool Punk Samrudha. Yeah,
add it all in.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, and then you'll be singing all the classical songs. There's a market for this.
Hey, or I can go into Sufi.
Why not?
Yeah.
You can do anything you like. Yeah.
Set your mind out.
Yeah. Cool Punk.
Just do it.
Cool Punk Samudra singing Sufi songs. There's a market for this. I'm telling you right now. In fact, it's already 1 million booked for this. Done. You don't know the kind of numbers this show does. You're taking it lightly. You don't know the kind of people who miss your teachers watching, Shreya Ghoshal, Lata Mangeshkar.
Hi, ma'am.
Salute to all of them. I also want to check with you. So, you have been based in Chennai for quite a lot of time.
Close to 9 years now.
Close to 9 years.
Yeah.
How do you describe the music scene in Chennai? It seems people in Chennai are quite, I was about to say passionate about music, but it looks like people in Chennai are passionate about everything in life. So, how would you describe the music scene in Chennai? How is it different from other places in the world?
So, if I have to take it in a colloquial way, I would say, Macha, Chennai music da scene. Which means that Chennai is definitely known for its music. You have your music festival happening every year. And it's a tradition that's been going on for ages. So it's not something that's unknown for music lovers. So being in Chennai makes a huge difference because you have musicians. You have A.R. Rahman in the same place as you are. And you get to witness him live. And it's amazing. The exposure you get there is crazy. It's similar to, it's the Bombay of South India, basically.
Oh, it's the Chennai of South India.
Yeah,
Bombay is the Chennai of
yeah, no, I mean not Bombay, Mumbai.
Mid-India. India. Yeah.
Mumbai. I mean, I don't want you to get issues.
Cancel. I don't want emails. I don't want people getting emails.
You don't want
I'm tired of it already. Okay, so before we start wrapping up, you have brought a game segment. This is the first instance that a guest has brought the game with them.
I thought of throwing a googly at you.
And you did throw a googly at me. So what is this game? Please explain the rules.
Okay, so this game, I think many of you all who have done their colleges in India will know this game. It's called Cut.
Okay, sounds cut.
So basically, I'm going to cut you up into pieces.
Oh, amazing.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Cut is basically, I'm going to sing a song. You can pick up any word from that song. And once you figure out what word it is, you cut me. And you start singing a song which has that word in it.
Anywhere in the song.
Anywhere in the song. But don't pull it to 2-3 lines and
Crack. All. Yeah. Ready.
Yeah. Warm up.
I mean, the singing part, I don't know. But yeah. Whoa. I see why people run away. Okay. Better, you start.
नहीं ये बातें हैं पुरानी.
Nahi. Oh, if I have to cut it at that point, right?
You can cut it. Yeah, you've done the right thing. Correct.
No, but I thought you had to cut it when the word happens. No.
You can cut it.
Okay, nahi, abhi karo thoda intezar.
इंतहा हो गई इंतजार की. आए ना कुछ खबर मेरे यार की. ये हमें तो भी बेवजह तो यही फिर वजह क्या हुई इंतजार की. इंतहा हो गई इंतजार की.
यार बिना चैन कहाँ रे. Sorry, I'm not going to sing. प्यार बिना चैन कहाँ रे.
प्यार तूने क्या किया.
प्यार किया तो मरना क्या. डरना क्या. प्यार किया तो डरना क्या. प्यार किया कोई चोरी नहीं की.
प्यार हुआ इकरार हुआ है प्यार से फिर क्यों डरता नहीं. कहता है दिल जीना मुश्किल.
कहना है क्या कि मैं एक अनजान.
मैं ऐसा क्यों हूँ.
किसका है ये तुमको इंतजार. मैं हूँ ना. देख लो
ना करके प्यार तुम ही से कर बैठे. That's for my husband, okay?
Nana. I mean, yeah, sure. If it works for you, it works for you. Wait, you keep singing, right? Until I cut you, please?
No, I only know that one line. Shalaj.
Oh, well, you have to keep singing.
Okay. Nare.
You can sing another one?
I don't know that song. I make the rules, okay? You just have to play by it.
Oh. Na 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 re na re na re na 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 re. That's the song. Satyena, I don't know the Punjabi words. ऐश करोगे हाय जिंदगी के सारे मजे कैश करोगे.
Mr. Amitabh Bachchan here with us.
आइए खेलते हैं. ऐश करोगे होए Something. Na 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 re na re na re.
So I'm gonna sing na re na re.
Again?
No,
Okay,
I didn't sing that the full time.
Continue.
Na
Re mama re re. Hey mama re.
माँ तुझे सलाम, मम्मा तुझे सलाम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम.
I had some more words.
वंदे मातरम. यहाँ वहाँ सारा जहाँ देख लिया है, नहीं कहीं तेरे
देखो 2000 जमाना आ गया मिलके. You know the song? Wow, Amir Khan, he was like, देखो, the Millennium song. जमाना आ गया, no? मिलके जीने का बहाना आ गया.
जीने के है 4 दिन,
That's it all.
बाकी है बेकार दिन.
जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ.
जानम देख लो मिट गई दूरियां.
ये दूरियां. It's a song, right? अब है कहाँ ये फासले. ना Full and Final. ना दरमियां.
No, I'm thinking of another song.
ये
दूरियां इन राहों की दूरियां.
ये दिल दीवाना. Everybody.
Yeah.
मैंने सुनिया.
Yeah. Hello, sing the actual lyrics.
ये दिल दीवाने ने मुझको भी कर डाला दीवाना.
Babu, there's so many songs. बाबू जी धीरे चलना, प्यार में जरा संभलना. हाँ बड़े धोखे हैं, बड़े धोखे हैं इस प्यार में, बाबूजी धीरे चलना. Yay! How fun was that?
A lot of fun. Who do you think won? I think it's you. But
No, I think you. I mean, I repeated songs because you were cutting me too often. So then I think you won it.
Oh, that's why? I think you get 1 -1 for repeating songs.
Yeah.
And then I had a spree where I was cutting myself only.
Yeah. I think you got so excited with cut that you were like, okay, you know what, let's not just cut her, let's cut me also.
What a fun game, yaar. मुझे अपने आप को ही cut करना है. I need a coffee hamper in this. But I think you won the game. At least better songs, better singing. I think it was you. I was coming up with all the lame songs.
But I'm sure that anyone who's watching this is going to agree with me that Shalaj can actually sing, right?
And I hear crickets in the back. But yeah, definitely a fun game. I think we can make an entire episode just singing this. But of course,
I made you build blocks through music. Wow.
And that's a wonderful code. You can write that, sign it, and we'll sell it on a t-shirt as a merchandise. Because it's all about the money on this show. Okay, time to start wrapping up. So I have some final questions for you. What are some books, movies, or role models that have strongly influenced in your life?
Books, I've read them when I was really young. I'm very, very embarrassed to say that I hardly read nowadays.
How embarrassing.
Yeah. But movies, there are lots. As in, obviously, Sound of Music. That was my favorite childhood story. Then The Wizard of Oz. That's what I grew up, hearing. And I'll be very frank, I've not watched too much of TV while growing up. As in, it was a rule in our house that kids wouldn't be exposed to television as such. So all my CDs and cartoons and movies started when I joined college. So I'm a big baby even now. I'm still watching and catching up with all those cartoons. And I feel they give a really nice message. And in movies, I'm a diehard melodramatic Bollywood lover. And I love my Kal Ho Na Ho crying.
What about role models? What are some role models in your life?
Sunidhi Chauhan. She's my ultimate role model. I know people have Michael Jackson also. For me, I relate more to Sunidhi Chauhan because we have the same type of voice and, the same throw to the voice that you sing with. So anyone who's asked me this has gotten the answer. Sunidhi Chauhan, because the way she performs on stage, it makes me move. And that's exactly what I like doing. I want people to move when I sing. I want people to emote with me when I sing. And for me, that's her. And obviously A.R. Rahman, he's the biggest inspiration for any of us who have grown up in the 90s. His music has been amazing for us, and it's a dream to sing for him one day. I also love Vishal and Shekhar. And in Western music, Celine Dion, there's no one to beat her, according to me. Her voice, the power and the emotions that she puts in any song. If I see her, I'm just going to fall at her feet and take her blessings because she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's my idol. And I adore her like completely. I love Whitney J. Houston. I love people like Christina Aguilera. The way their presence on stage. Lady Gaga, oh my God. Her presence, her confidence, if I get, even 50% of that, I think I just need that. She's amazing.
A huge cast of inspirations, and you can pick the best out of all of them. Mal, I've never told you this, but you performed the song Ek Tara from Wake Up Sid. And this is, I think, years back, I think in one of your college shows, and it was on YouTube. And I remember watching, I think I was in college as well, of course, same time, right? And I was just in my room and I played it. And I went into this zone because of the way you sang it. And to date, every time that song comes on, I actually think of you. And I think of that performance because somehow it's better than the original version. Somehow. We don't know how. Yeah, but it is a song that always continues to make me smile. It's a song that I've started to relate with you now because of that powerful performance.
You.
You're not welcome at all. Okay. So if you can travel back in time, what advice would you give to young Samrudha?
I'd actually go back and tell her, stop overthinking every damn thing, man. Just live life. I mean, you got this far. So I used to be an overthinker. And I've decided that, no, I'm not going to do it. And actually, it's eased me out a lot. And I'm going to go back and tell her, everything's fine. Life's going to be fine. You're going to live through all of it. Yeah. Go with the flow. Live one day at a time.
Okay, so you've spoken to your past self. It's only fair you speak to the future. What would you like your legacy to be like? Where would you like to see yourself?
Please become a singer, Samrudha. Please become a singer. That's what your life's purpose is from childhood. So, yeah. I mean, I am working, I am studying, but never will the singer in me die. I'm not going to let it die. So
that's the legacy we leave behind. We all look forward to it. More songs like Ek Tara, which will leave an impression in other people's minds. Final question for you, Samudra.
Yeah, bring it on.
Bring it on. What do you think is the meaning of life?
Life's a race.
I've heard that before.
It's been taught to me by my guru.
Yeah. I've also told
Mr. Shalaj.
One other piece of wisdom in life. You want me to say it? You want to say it?
We'll take turns and say it.
Go for it.
Sur Mata
hai aur tal pita
okay,
hai.
Wait. Let's read that. Okay. Yeah. Sur Mata hai
aur tal pita hai.
और जो अनर्थ
जो बेताल वो अनर्थ. Never mind. Hi.
One second.
I regret this completely.
Properly.
I regret sharing this with you.
सुर माता है
और ताल पिता है
और जो बेताल
वो अनाथ.
Yeah, I remember it now.
Yeah, well, clearly you've carried that wisdom in your
Just a disclaimer, that's the first thing I heard from Shalaj before we became friends.
And continue to hear the only thing. So apart from that, is there any other meaning to life?
Yeah.
What is it?
I mean, I gave that pause for a very philosophical effect.
Let's create it.
Life's an ocean. Life's a samudra, like me. And we're just tiny, tiny beings who are swimming in this ocean. And the least we can do is just keep swimming happily.
A very great analogy, ties it all together, ties in your name, brings in the word ocean once again.
Yes.
Yeah. Is anyone keeping count of the number of times you mentioned the word ocean? But it is apt and it is a good meaning of life. Samrudha, thank you so much. If people want to connect with you, follow your music, follow whatever you're doing, where can they do so?
I have an Instagram account for my music page specifically. It's called Samrudha Sunil Kumar Official. Yes, a lot of people have asked me, oh, you're already official. I've put that in hopes of becoming official very soon. So yeah, you can follow me on Samrudha Sunil Kumar Official. And on Facebook, I'm Samrudha Sunil Kumar. You can just get in touch with me on my messenger.
Samrudha, thank you so much.
I have a YouTube channel too.
Let's go ahead.
It's called Samrudha Sunil Kumar.
Yeah.
I think you can add it in the...
I'll think about it.
Yeah. Be nice, Shalaj. Please.
I'll consider
help
it.
a friend in need.
I'll consider it.
Yeah. So I have a YouTube channel there too. So I'm planning to release stuff there also.
Sounds great. Samrudha, thank you so much. It was an honor talking to you.
Same here, Shalaj. Thank you for being such a fun and wonderful host, might I add.
You can't, because I'm going to cut it. And
Why?
cut.
Why
don't
you
put
cutting?
Every time someone responds, I cut.
Why?